Well, hello and welcome to Together Forward's YouTube channel. I'm Annette Blankenship. For the past few weeks, we've been talking about the six-part strategic management system that we use here at Together Forward called StratOp. And last week, we talked about structure. But if you missed the last few episodes, check out the links below to get caught up. In this week's video, we'll dive into Step 5, Management, where we talk about measuring and monitoring your plan. We'll also talk about Step 6, called Renewal, so that you can keep the process going so that you can get to where you want to be. We talked last week about structure, and we discussed that structure is like the foundation of your house that supports your home. If the foundation isn't solid, it can impact your whole house and all the surrounding structures that it supports. So likewise, the organizational design can facilitate your plan, or it can cause the organization to feel stuck in the mud. Then that structure of the organization has to support that overall vision, or it won't be able to flow through easily, and the vision won't be able to be accomplished. Now, we talked about the four components of structure. Number one was organizational design, how we set this thing up, right? And doing it from a functional perspective first before we start putting the names in the boxes. Number two, we talked about was culture and how culture can eat our strategy for breakfast. So we really need to make sure that if it's not already, culture is a big part of where we're driving culture you want to see as a leadership team. And so we also talked about number three, which is systems and processes, and how making sure that those are streamlined and effective and efficient is the key to being able to just manage through all the work that we have to do in order to realize our vision. And number four, we talked about people development, that our teams are only as good as the people that we have, and really making sure that we've got the right people in the right seats in the right places on the bus so that we are able to move quickly and being able to have the right attitudes so that our structure, so that all that work can be supported and our structure can be solid. So setting up a good structure is just going to allow our whole organization to be fast and flat so that we can make decisions. And then we're better able to serve our customers, empower our teams to meet the organizational goals, right? So now we're ready for the management. We know management is not easy, right? No matter how the strategic plan is, without successful and consistent, our plan Drucker wrote, the fundamental task of management is to make sure that the people capable of joint performance through those common goals, common values, the right structure, and the training and development they need to perform and respond to change. To manage effectively, we need feedback loops so that we can learn to do things better. And in the manage phase, we're asking that question, how are we doing against our core plan and our AIP initiatives? In this phase, we're going to want to zoom out and find out how the team is doing and get their perspective so that we can create an environment of feedback, of accountability, and of execution. So remember that StratOps is designed to be a system and not an event, and systems have to be managed. So we'll need to help the team by creating a healthy cadence for getting our updates. We're going to want to meet with key leaders of the leadership team at least twice a month, along with the next level leaders who are leading those initiatives. The focus here is to review how they're doing against that core plan, for them to share progress and to talk about any risks and any mitigation plans that they have, and to celebrate their successes. We want to hear about how the team is doing and any internal or external changes, along with the initiatives that have obstacles so that we can realign together and give them direction if needed. We're looking to make sure that the initiatives are on track with that timeline, that budget, and that objective that we set up way in the beginning, right? The direction that we gave them. So we're going to discuss the next steps and make sure that those decisions are made when we make them as a team. And any adjustments that we make, we're going to make sure that we get those clear and that we make sure that we're all staying in that perspective. So as a part of this, any changes that we make, any of those big changes, we're also going to update our strategic panel, our dashboard, and make sure that this new information is going to be able to give us that at a glance visual for where we are overall against the plan. Now, the outcome of this phase is going to help us to make sure that everyone understands where we are and what we need to do to move forward. keeping our meeting cadence to understand our progress is going to go a long way in making sure that our visions become a reality and that we're able to course correct along the way. Now, we're going to need to make sure that we renew our plans as often as we need to. And that's really going to be based on what industry you're in. If you're in a technology industry, you might want to do it every quarter. If you're in a tree farming business, you might not need to do it every 3 months. Maybe it's every year or every couple of years would be a better cadence for you. It really depends on your industry, but and how fast that industry changes. But this last step in the process is called renewal. And it's where we're asking the question, what must change? And let me get back to that. So there we go. And so in this phase, it's all about enabling the team and the organization to continue that momentum that we're on. It's about breathing fresh life into our plan. It's about constantly changing and adapting our strategy and plans needed to stay ready for that future state. It helps us to be flexible and agile in our planning. Renewal helps us to create our future. It's not a destination, but it relaunches us back into that perspective. And from that perspective, we plan, and from that plan, we get action. And then we're able to see that our plan, in that renewal phase, we're able to see whether or not we've still got the right plan. Because we really need to recognize when our old strategy is not working or when it starts to become outdated. We want to know that immediately. And so if it doesn't make sense to do that plan anymore, we want to be able to put together a new strategy. We want to be able to prioritize following the right plan over just following the plan. So since StratOp was designed as that cyclical and repeatable process, renewal restarts the cycle and we're able to get new perspective, which leads to new planning, new action, a new structure, and a new plan to manage. The outcome of iterating like this results in our organization being able to climb those mountains that get in our way, and it gets us one step closer to realizing our vision. Now, I don't want to leave you like this. I want to be able to give you some extra help here. So I know how hard it is to be both leader and facilitator of your own strategic planning session. And that can be very challenging. And the cost, it includes not only the participants' time, your time, that's already tough to find. The cost of the facilities is also a matter, and ensuring that everyone is on the same page and that the group is challenged to do their best. That's a pretty hefty cost that you're putting into that to be able to realize a good outcome of that strategic planning session. And it is so vital to your business because 90% of businesses fail because they don't have a good strategy. And so taking all of this into consideration and knowing that it's tough to be both a facilitator and a participant yourself, not only to mention that it's pretty near impossible, and the other piece to that is that you're still the boss. And sometimes people have a hard time speaking honestly when you, as the boss, are facilitating. Being able to invest in a skilled facilitator can give you an outside perspective, an outside fresh perspective, where we as facilitators can diffuse heated conversations, we can assist with complex issues and multiple viewpoints, and channel those intense emotions back to problem solving and conflict resolution. In the StratOp process, we like to say that you are the content and we are the process. And that's one thing that as skilled facilitator is very well versed in the process. And we know what we're trying to get to with each exercise. And so being able to do that and adding up the actual costs of all of this, including the risks and the opportunity costs, it only makes sense that you would want to invest in the help of an experienced facilitator to help you guide the group to a clear, aligned, vision and strategic roadmap that gets you where you want to be. And not only that, we're also skilled in project management. So being able to come in and help your team through education and putting together repeatable processes there as well is going to help you to be able to get that peace of mind for you to be able to move forward in your business. Now, if you'd like to learn more about investing in a facilitator trained in the 40 years proven process that we call StratOp, the same process that took OtterBox from making millions to billions, please reach out to me at one of the venues below. And I hope this helps you to think about your own strategic management system and understand the processes involved in getting you there so that you can turn your vision into reality. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and click that like button. Every like helps us to reach new people. And if you want to see new videos on leadership, strategy, and project management to help you with your business or career every week, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and notification bell.
Also, please let us know what your top leadership strategy and project management challenges are so that we can make some new videos in the future with your feedback. Thank you for watching. I'm Annette Blankenship, and I'll see you in the next video.